Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing good. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you 3 basic and very simple steps that you can apply to improve your prayer life. If this is your first time of seeing my face, welcome to my channel. In this space, I talk about everything that will improve your walk with God. So if you are someone that wants to improve your work with God, want to grow in your Christian faith, please subscribe for more videos. Now, the first thing about prayer is that prayer is not just you praying or you talking to God, but it is a two-way, it's a dialogue. You pray to God, you talk to God, and then you wait for a response. Before anything, you have to see God as your Father. In order to talk to Him, you have to see God as your Father. Like I said, these are very simple and basic tips that you can apply. See God as your Father and friend, because if you do not see Him as your Father and friend, you will not be able to tell Him things. You will not be able to talk to Him about any and everything. So see God as your Father, and then the very first step is that just talk to Him. Just talk to Him about every and anything. In the book of Philippians 4 verse 6, it says, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition with thanksgiving present your request to God. So we see that the Bible is encouraging us to talk to God about everything. He said in everything, so you have to talk to God about everything. There were some times in my life I don't just sit down and complain or anything, but what I do is that I'd be like, God, this thing that happened today, it is hurting me. This thing that happened yesterday, I don't like it. I talk to God about everything. In short, I even talked to God where I had a crush on people. Yes, I had a crush on a brother. I went to God. I told God. It's that simple. Just talk to God. That is why I say that you have to see God as your Father and friend. And when you talk to Him, you also hear from Him what He thinks about that thing. So that's the number one thing. Talk to God. Just talk to Him. The number two is that set time to pray. If you want to grow with God, you have to set time to pray. If you are someone that is very busy and you have a lot of activities in your day and all that, you can still set specific time that you want to talk to God about. Because if you do not have prayer time, you cannot grow with God. So it is not something that just happens once, but it's something that has to be a lifestyle. So set time to pray. In the book of Colossians chapter 4, verse 2, Colossians 4 verse 2, it says, devote yourself to prayer, being watchful and thankful. So here the Bible is encouraging us to devote ourselves to prayer. So you cannot grow with God if you do not set time, specific time to be praying. I remember when I was in the uni, I had a school timetable. I had my daily timetable. Then I also had a prayer timetable. Although sometimes because of my school activities, some of the days I will skip some days, but I used to still have prayer timetable, and I used to stick all this timetable on my wall so that I'll be able to be seeing them day in, day out. Set time to pray. That's the number two tip, or the simple thing you have to do. The third one, for the sake of this video, is that remind yourself of the greatness of God. Remind yourself of the greatness of God. See, when you remind yourself of how great God is, it makes you want to come into the place of prayer. If I know that God is a healer, I'll always go to God for my health. If I know that God can give me wealth, I'll always go to God for wealth. You understand? So the more I see the greatness of God and how sufficient God can be, it makes me want to go to Him for everything. It helps you to go to God for everything. So remind yourself of the greatness of God. In the book of Psalms 36, in the book of Psalm 33 verse 9, Psalm 33 verse 6 actually, let's see what it says. Psalm 33 verse 6, it says, by the word of the Lord were the heavens made, their strong hosts by the breath of His mouth. 7, He gathered the waters of the sea into jar. He puts the deep into storehouse. 8. Let all the heads fear the Lord. Let all the people of the world reverence him. 9. For he spoke and it came to be. He commanded and it stood firm. My emphasis is on verse 9. For God spoke and it came to be. So that means God, He's great. There are a lot of scriptures that displays or describes the greatness of God. So if you go to the word of God and you start seeing how awesome God is, that God can do anything, it makes you want to go to the place of prayer daily. So remind yourself of the greatness of God. The first tip is that just talk to God. Talk to God about everything. The second thing is that set time to pray in your daily walk with God. Set time to pray. And the third thing is that remind yourself of the greatness of God. I hope these simple 3 steps will help you, and I pray that you apply them, because I have applied them and they have helped me, especially the last one. The more I see the greatness of God, the more it keeps me going in the place of prayer. It builds my faith, because no matter what happened, I still know that God is great. He will still come through for me. He can still help me to overcome. I pray God will bless you, and I pray that these simple tips help you. God bless you. I will see you on my next video. Please subscribe if you haven't. Bye.